to head over to Mecklenburg County. That is where we'll find our Nate Morabito. Nate, time is winding down for voters at the polls. What are you noticing out there?
Hey there, well, I can tell you right now, the U.S. Department of Justice has had poll monitors going out to election sites throughout the day, dozens of them, to maintain voter integrity. Now, they're not telling us where they've been. We visited several sites throughout the day and just so happened to be here at Shamrock Gardens Elementary School when they showed up. The election director told us even he doesn't know where they've been and when. The Department of Justice lawyers are tasked with making sure no one's voting rights are violated, but they can only monitor from outside a polling site, unlike registered partisan observers who can watch inside. While the federal government's publicizing the effort this year, this has actually remained a regular practice for the last decade or so. During every big election, these poll monitors show up in Mecklenburg County.
It's fine. Like I said, if we need somebody to validate our process, we love having them down to validate the process.
Now, the three lawyers who were here today asked voters questions as they left the site, specifically about if they had any trouble voting or any accessibility issues. They spent about an hour here, and they plan to have visited 48 precincts by the end of today. Reporting live in East Charlotte, Nate Morabito, WCNC Charlotte.
Okay, Nate, thank you.
And right now we do want to cross the state lines and get an update on the Palmetto State, where we see voters there deciding, among other choices, who should be the next governor of the state. Incumbent Governor Henry McMaster expected to hold his seat against the Democratic challenger Joe Cunningham. Let's get over to WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker joining us from Columbia, where we see a lot of the action tonight taking place. What are you seeing there, Austin?
Yeah, Governor McMaster's watch party is set to kick off in just a few hours. Droves of people expected to show up to support the current governor to see if he can once again reclaim his seat as the governor of South Carolina. Now, again, he is going against challenger Joe Cunningham to see again who will take the seat as of tonight. Now, a lot of the time they have spent disagreeing on key controversial items. At last week's debate, much of the conversation was around items like abortion, access to legalized marijuana, teachers in the classroom, and again, also the state of the economy. That is a big topic right now, the state of the economy and how each candidate plans on moving the Palmetto State forward. Here's what they have to say about that.
This year right now, we have a record of capital investment for our people. It is over $5 billion. We have never done that before. What else have we done? We've cut taxes. Do you know that the income tax rates in South Carolina have never been cut before? We cut them this time.
We want to eliminate the state income tax because South Carolina has the highest state income tax rate in the entire Southeast. And with all due respect to Governor McMaster, he's had over 40 years in politics to eliminate it. You look around at states like Tennessee and Florida and Texas, they're seeing unprecedented economic growth.
Now, the two right there are not seeing eye to eye on that issue. This on the minds of voters as polls close tonight at 7 o'clock in the Palmetto State. If you have not gone out to vote, you still have a few hours to do so right now. Again, we'll be live from Columbia, South Carolina all night tonight, bringing you updates from inside the governor's watch party and much more. So follow us on air and online for the latest details. Live in Columbia tonight, Austin Walker, WCNC Charlotte.
Austin, thank you. We'll check in a bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's take another look at another race in South Carolina where incumbent Republican Tim Scott is facing off against Democrat Crystal Matthews for the seat. WCNC Charlotte's Indira Skiva joins us from Charleston with the latest there. Indira.
Yeah, good evening. Doors at the Charleston Place Hotel are expected to open at 7 p.m. for Senator Tim Scott's watch party. That's also when polls here in South Carolina close. Now, Senator Tim Scott has been in Congress since around 2013. He's running against Crystal Matthews, who is a South Carolina State House representative. Now, beating Scott will be no easy feat. He is quite popular here in South Carolina. A Winthrop poll says he has a 66% approval rating in the general public and and an 89% approval rating among Republicans. The AP reported at the start of his campaign that Scott said this is his last bid for Senate. This leaves people wondering, will he run for president? South Carolina Claflin University professor Dr. Robert Green says there are several reasons why Senator Scott is an attractive choice as a potential presidential candidate for the Republican Party.
I think for Scott in particular, he wants to embody a candidate who can appeal to both the Trump base, but also appeal to other voters outside that base. This is actually one of the key problems for Black conservatives, is that they are in a party that for many Black Americans still seems a bit hostile to civil rights and voting rights. But a figure like Tim Scott may be able to find an alternate path that can reconcile those two sides to form a bigger tent or a bigger coalition for the GOP.
Now, there is not just one, but two watch parties happening in downtown Charleston today. Democratic candidate for governor Joe Cunningham is also holding his watch party in downtown Charleston at the iconic American Theater on King Street. We'll be watching results all night, and we'll be bringing you the results live. Live in Charleston, Indira Esquiva, WCNC Charlotte.
Indira, thank you. And WCNC Charlotte is your election headquarters. Our live coverage of all the local and national results on election night continues throughout the evening here on WCNC Charlotte and streaming on WCNC Plus starting at 7:30 p.m. It's free to download on Roku and Fire TV, and join us again tomorrow morning starting at 4:30 for a recap of Election Day 2022.
And you know, of course, we have our crews spread out at polling sites across the area, but don't forget to let us know what you are seeing yourself. You can text us about your experience at the polls. Let us know if you're seeing long lines, delays, technical issues, anything that might be happening there at your precinct you'd like us to at least know about or look into.